no one left.
Now you know the clusterfuck I'm dealing with.
That's one of our plots. Really, it's landed on the insurgents. Kill. to your business. What a waste of your last words. Remember that freak I fought last time? The one who nearly buried me alive?
Am I gonna have to dig you out of the rubble again?
Not this time. He's sung his last. And the pod's ours.
Outrider detected. Access granted.
Great! Then, out of curiosity, can you explain to me why that pod didn't land with the rest of them?
Maybe he got stuck in the tube. Or maybe he just wanted to fuck with us. All the same, hell of a job, Outrider. Hell of a job.
Hey, what is up everyone? The LDB is back at it again, coming at you today with another Outriders video. Today I'm going to be going over the Seismic Commander set for the Devastator. I have been loving this build. It is absolutely amazing. The damage you can do is through the roof, the survivability is through the roof, and if you get a few people together with similar builds like this on the same team, you can just run through content like nothing. It is like effortless. I have been loving this, so definitely give this one a shot if you have not already. And as always, I hope you enjoy and find this video helpful. If you do, please do me a huge favor and smash that like button, subscribe for future content if you are new to the channel, and be sure to drop a comment down there below. So, let's get into this. Alright everyone, so here we go. Let's check out this class tree first, get that out of the way, and then we'll move on to the good stuff. I just wanted to point out to you guys really quick that I am not going to be speccing into any of the class melee skill mods on the tree that a lot of people do spec into, simply because I really don't melee all that often. I would rather be focused on spamming my skills as much as possible, not really thinking about meleeing, and when you do not spec into these two things, you can put those points in other places on the tree and can help you out in other ways. So keep that in the back of your head. The same thing goes for the bleed duration. Do not spec into this at all because they are not going to be alive long enough to endure that extra duration, right? They die so fast that the duration is just redundant. You don't even need it at all. What you do need is that anomaly power across the board as much as you can, right? And then after that, you want to go ahead and focus on your cooldowns in every way, shape, and form. The faster you can get your skills back, the faster you can spam them, and you'll just run through that content that much faster. It is what it is, guys. I've been loving it. Now, like I said before, if you don't spec into a couple of those melee skills so you can put a couple other points in other places, what I did was go ahead and up the extra resistance piercing here another 15%, as well as another resistance piercing 15% right here. So that's total 30%. Now if we go ahead and take a look at this mod that I've seen a lot of people use, after using a class melee skill, increases resistance piercing 15%. The point is you have to use a class melee skill. On this one, you don't. It's just there. It's just on the build, and to me, that makes it a little bit more streamlined, and you can, again, just focus on spamming your skills as much as possible, and it's been working out great. So that's about it for the class tree. Moving on to the skills, again, pretty straightforward right here. We got the Earthquake, Golem, and Gravity Leap. You know, I mean, pretty much what you would expect. Right now, my point is, take a look at the cooldowns. You want to get your cooldowns as low as possible. Earthquakes at about 6 seconds, or what I've been shooting for, I guess you could say. It took me a little bit to get there, but once you got there, it's a lot easier. You streamline through things, and you know, my cycle is basically you pop the Golem, you Gravity Leap, you Earthquake them a couple times, and then reload, because we have Moaning Winds on both weapons, and then by that time your Earthquake is back up, and then just spam it again, and then repeat the cycle. Just keep it going, guys. Just keep it going. Spam those skills as much as you can. Alright everyone, so here is the build. Let's take a look at these weapons here, because they honestly are a huge part of this build. And any kind of anomaly build, I would highly recommend going with weapons similar to this, or at least the talent. And the talent that I am talking about is, you guessed it, Moaning Winds. Reloading creates a strong blast around you, dealing 387,000 damage. And that's just base damage, and I've got this on all 3 weapons. So that way, all you have to do, swap weapons, take a couple shots, and hit that reload button, and you're doing crazy damage. By myself, I'm pulling usually, you know, like 1.1 to 1.4 million with all the buffs that I have on top of this base damage here. And if I'm playing with, say, a Pyro or a Technomancer, and the buff that I'm getting from them on top, I can hit 3-4 million, not a problem. It's absolutely insane just by reloading. So if you are on an anomaly build and you don't have this on there and you're struggling to get extra damage, throw this on. You will not be disappointed. Again, I have it on all 3 pieces here, and I basically use it in between skills. You know, I'll use that Golem, I'll Gravity Leap, Earthquake them a few times, and then reload twice. By the time you reload twice, you got your Earthquake back. You can pound them a few more times and just keep the cycle going, guys. It is absolutely amazing, and the numbers you put out are through the roof. So other than that, moving on to the headpiece here, it is the Marshal's helmet. I use this one just because I thought it looked pretty cool, and it comes with the rolls that I actually need: anomaly power, cooldown reduction, and skill life leech. And I went ahead and put Captain Hunter on there. Increases your damage against elites by 25%. So any of the brood mothers, the bosses, anything like that, are going to be taking that extra damage, and you'll clear them that much faster. It is what it is, guys. Without that, you can really get into some fights with them brood mothers that last a little while, and it just drains your time. This will definitely help you out a lot. Now we have life absorption. The Gravity Leap heals you 15% damage dealt. If your target dies, it heals you 30%. So it's a great way to get some life back if you are in a pinch, as well as if you get pushed into a corner. It's a good way to get out of the corner. You know what I mean? So use that to your advantage. Moving on to the chest piece here, it is the Seismic Commander's armor. And let's take a look at what we're going to get from Seismic Commander. It increases the damage towards enemies with bleed by 50%. 50%. So that is huge right there. On the class tree, we have another 30%, and then we've got some other stuff going on in the build that's just going to push it through the roof. Right now, we got anomaly power, status power, cooldown reduction. Earthquake inflicts bleed on enemies damaged by the skill. So as soon as you hit them with that first earthquake, they're going to be bleeding. The second and third one, you're going to be doing some nice numbers on them. And then after that, we have Earth's Legacy. Increase the skill's range by 60%. 60%. So you can hit NPCs from, you know, halfway across the map a lot of the times. And the way I like to use this is, if you're focusing on, say, a brood mother or a boss, try to line up all the other smaller NPCs behind them, so that way the Earthquake goes through the boss, damages the boss, and then starts knocking out all the little guys behind him. And it really, again, will cut down on your time a lot. Definitely try that one out. Now moving on to the leg piece here, the Seismic Commander legs. We've got anomaly power, status power, and cooldown reduction. And the talents on these, I don't think it gets much better, to be honest with you. We've got Tainted Blood and Bloody Boost. Both of them increase damage dealt to enemies afflicted by bleed by 25% and then by 15%. On top of the 50% we're getting from the set bonus, and then another 30% from the class tree. You see where I'm going here? If they're bleeding, they're in big trouble. They're in big trouble. So definitely don't overlook something like that. Now moving on to the gloves, nothing special, just some ceremonial gloves, but they've got some anomaly power, close range damage, and cooldown reduction. That's what I was after, was that cooldown reduction on the gloves, to get that cooldown on the Earthquake under 7 seconds. The Earthquake increases their skills base by 84,000. And then we have Asunder, I think it's how it's pronounced. I don't know. Using the skill permanently reduces the armor affected enemies by 20%. So if you hit them with that, 20% of their armor is gone permanently. And that is great for group play too. It makes it easier for everybody. So again, cuts your time down, and you can just run through that content that much faster. Now moving on to the footies here, the boots. Got the Seismic Commander foot gear. We've got max health on here. This is the only piece that has max health, but I left it because it does give you that extra little edge that if you didn't have this on there, you could possibly go down a little bit. But with these, that one piece of max health on there, you're not going down. You're not. We got some status power on there, as well as some skill life leech, and then the talents on here too. I mean, I had to use these. This is absolutely perfect right here. We have second quake and we have extra quake, so we can activate it one more time and then activate it one more time. So you can get 3 earthquakes out of one piece. Gotta love that right there. So that's about it, guys. That is the build in itself. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. If you did, please do me a huge favor and smash that like button. Subscribe for future content if you are new to the channel, and be sure to drop a comment down there below. So until next time, guys, I hope you take it easy. I will see you then. Later.